So basically, international logistics is a very simple game. Simple in the sense that it is similar game of inbound, outbound. Companies there, suppliers are there, inbound logistics, outbound logistics, right? So these shipping requirements are based on this. If you are importing something inbound, it will come from ships from abroad. If you are exporting something, it will be outbound, right? And there can be a reverse logistics also. Some goods which you have exported can come back. So that they will also come through ships only, right? All these logistics will remain there. Okay, this you already know. So what is the functions of logistics? Cost minimization, right? Order processing, warehousing, inventory management and transportation. That is the idea. These are the things which are part of logistics. And transportation can be sea transportation, which is most common. I told you 99% of the world cargo by quantity goes by sea. Only 1% goes by air, by quantity. And by value, 95% of the world cargo goes by sea. And by value, only 5% cargo goes by air, internationally. This is the figure. Air transportation, rail transportation, road transportation, and also pipeline transportation. Pipelines also. Internationally, you have got pipelines. From, for example, from Georgia, Caspian Sea. The pipelines are going to Ukraine to Turkish Black Sea. It is going to Europe. You know, so it is also transportation of gas and liquid and gas, right? By pipelines. That is also transportation. Okay. So it can be rail, it can be truck, it can be water, it can be pipeline, it can be air. All these are there. Sea transportation, 90% I already told you, by quantity moves over sea. Now this cargo which is there by sea, this cargo can be of different types, right? Is the cargo same? Then it depends on the nature of the goods. Like in case of GAIL, sir was talking about liquid cargo. So their cargo is liquid cargo, right? So liquid cargo has its own nature. I'll give you one very interesting example, then you'll understand, right? What is Dubai famous for? Which is the main item of movement in Dubai port? Oil, right? Which is a liquid cargo, right? Now, oil cannot go by containers. Can oil go by containers? It can go in drums, but it will be costly. If you move oil in drums and put it in the containers, it will be very, very costly. What is the cheapest way of moving liquid cargo? Is through very big ships, tankers, right? In bulk. By you put a pipe, pump the metal, everything. The whole ship, the whole hull of the ship will be full of liquid. So ship has to be made in such a way that it is called tanker. The whole ship is called tanker. So when you go to a tanker, I will try to show you the picture also. Deck is there. On the deck, you have got all pipelines. So there are sections in the hull. Section 1, 2, 3. So depending on, you can fill section 1, 2, 3 like that. So probably there are eight containers. The whole hull. It's not single, right? And every container will have its pipeline on the deck. So you can control by computer also, right? Okay. So you can fill. So tankers will be like that. And they will be of different size. Small size, big size, depending on the case, right? So, similarly, take the example of wheat. Suppose you want to export wheat from India. Now, if you export wheat, again container, it will be very, very costly. So what do you do? If then the quantity is there, so you charter the whole ship, right? And use a ship which carry bulk cargo. Bulk cargo will not be container ship. It will be a ship with again the same hull like tankers, but it will not be having pipelines. It will be having lids, right? So these are the mechanical lids which you can open and the wheat can be thrown by mechanized system. So they will fill wheat. One section, it cannot, probably wheat also cannot, you cannot send by in Hessian bags, no. Cement you can send. Cement is a costly item. But wheat is a cheap item, you have to just throw it, like, otherwise it will not be feasible. The cost of the Hessian cloth will be also quite a bit, right? And the weight will be there, unnecessary. So you put the wheat, fill the whole ship with wheat only, right? You can do that. Similarly, iron ore. So all the cargo will be of different types. So different cargoes can be bulk cargo, break bulk cargo, neo bulk cargo, or containerized cargo. Or also, there are, I'll tell you what are the other cargoes. But main categories are bulk cargo, break bulk, neo bulk, and containerized. But what is the meaning of this? Let us try to understand that what is these categories. Bulk means like liquid cargo. The whole ship is petroleum or gas. Gas tanker also is possible. Bulk. Bulk means loose quantity. Correct? What is break bulk? Break bulk means it is not loose. It is some bundles. It is some kind of, Hessian bags, So like cement. Cement you cannot, it's not practical to sand it loose, It will create a lot of fumes and everybody will, it is very bad for health. So the best way to carry cement is in bags which are very properly sealed for the health purpose, right? So that is break bulk. Which break means small pieces. But actually it is bulk. It is still not containers. What you can do, the ship will be like that it will not be container ship. The whole truck will go inside. You unload the truck in this like cement bags. So you make stacks. Different sections are there, like a market. The whole ship is a market, having different godowns. It's a full of godowns. So every godown the truck can go inside, right? It's possible, isn't it? It will not be done from deck. No. From deck you can do either oil or you can do bulk. So on the deck either you have pipelines or you have got lids. That can, for bulk it is okay, but because you have to just throw it. But in break bulk you cannot do it. Can you throw cement bags? No. They have to be placed, but the handling cost will be more, obviously. Loading and unloading, and the people will be putting it, right? That is costly. So to make it easy, the ship will have a entry of trucks. So truck will go inside and there are godowns in the whole ship. So you put all these things, right? So ship has to be made that way, correct? That is break bulk. New bulk, specialized cargo. Can you send Maruti cars for exports in godowns? Can you stack one car over the other? Like Maruti cars, you have got trucks. In one truck there will be 5, 6 like that. That is okay. But they are placed, even the trucks are not like the cement trucks. They are different types. Similarly, so these are the new types of exports which require special handling. So what is the type of ship required for example, neo bulk. Again it is a bulk. The whole ship is carrying cars, right? So the whole ship is a multi-level parking. Whole ship is a multi-level parking, and it is called Ro-Ro ships. What is the meaning of Ro-Ro ship? Roll on, roll off. Roll on, roll off means basically it's a multi-level parking. Cars are there. Somebody will drive the cars in the parking, put it there. Lifts will take it up. Another car you can put. Like multi-level parking, you have got lifts, na? So same thing, mechanized. So whole ship will be doing. So they will design it in such a way the maximum number of cars can fit in. The whole ship is designed for cars only. They are called Ro-Ro ships. But there not only cars, there can be other kind of cargo which requires special design of the ship. These are all called neo bulk. These are called neo bulk. Correct? So ship has to be made there. And then the most common for maximum general items, that is the containerized. Anything which has to be carefully handled. Ready-made garments, food products, LED TVs, printers, and all damn consumer items, all FMCG items. They're in boxes, toothbrushes, toothpaste, Parle biscuits, everything. They can be put in cardboard boxes or small drums, and they have to be containerized. Why they have to be containerized? If you do not containerize, then depending on whether it is a drum, whether it is a box, you'll have to do the same thing what you do for the cement bags. That's a very costly affair. So what do? You put it in the container. Container will be taken by the truck, and there are only three sizes of container: 10 feet, 20 feet, and 30 feet. That is the length. 10 feet, 20 feet, and 30. Only three. Sorry, not 30. 40. 10, 20, and 40. Right? Length. Width and height is 8 feet. Whether it is 10 feet, whether it is 20 feet, whether it is 40 feet. So there are only three dimensions: 10 by 8 by 8, 20 by 8 by 8, or 40 by 8 by 8. Now what happens? And there are thousands and thousands of ships which can handle containers. The containers are designed, there are fittings, they will fit into, they will not slip. It's a computerized design, right? And on the port, there are mechanized system which can lift either 10 feet or 20 feet or 40 feet. You lift and put it in the ship. No manual labor required. It's become cheap. So every different type of cargo become unitized. Either 10 feet, 20 feet or 40 feet. Very easy. All the cargo of different types, consumer cargo of different types, general cargo of different types becomes unitized. Either 10 feet, 20 feet or 40 feet. Very easy to handle. It is a very big invention actually. And also ships can be designed for containers which are called container ships. And one more thing. Normally you will not see any deck on container ship. In all other ships you will find a deck where there is a pipeline or blade. In containers, you put the containers in the hull, you put the container on the deck, and on the container you can put another container. You can have 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer of containers. So you can have whole building of containers, but you will not. The deck is already gone somewhere. You can't even see it, right? That is not possible in other type ships, right? In all other types, mostly the hull area is used. So design will be such that the deck will be up, right? So that you can use maximum. But in the container, in container ship, deck will be the lowest possible technically, because containers are inside also, in the hull also, but mainly on the upper side. And these ships can also be mixed type. The part of the ship can be containerized, part of the ship can take other type of cargo. Ships can be like one ship can be only for bulk, only for this, only for this, only for this. And the ships can also be this and this type or this type combinations also, right? So depend on design. And then there can also be ship which not only take the cargo, they take the passengers also. Right? So there are hundreds and hundreds of combinations of type of ships and sizes, right? So one category, one type, you can categorize these ships, thousands of ships, in different type of categories. One way of categorizing them is whether it is a bulk cargo ship, or a break bulk cargo ship, or a new bulk cargo ship, or a containerized ship, or a combination of it. This is one way of categorizing. Second way of categorizing ships is whether it is a single deck, whether it is a twin deck, whether it is a shelter deck, right? Or it is, deck is not the question, it is a containerized. You can categorize the ships this way also. Are you understanding what I am saying? What is deck? Deck is the upper part. The deck is the part which is the main moving area. Technically speaking, a deck area is an area which has got a neutral gravity. If you move things there, it will not imbalance the ship. That one cross section of the ship where you have got the neutrality. Like for example, when you drive a bus, there is a center of gravity which moves little. You know, the whole vehicle is designed in such a way that there is some point where whatever may be the fluctuation of the road, that part will not jump. Similarly, deck is that part which has got the minimum problems, right? So best is for the humans, to move, right? Obviously, cargo, if they move, it doesn't matter. But if the human move, it's a discomfort, right? So deck is that. So deck, one method of categorizing ships are single deck, twin deck, one deck, and then one more deck. The humans can move, then there is another deck. Why? Because you can put things on the deck, and there is another deck, so you can save that from the rain. The benefit of double deck is, see, the cargo which is to be saved from the rain can be put on the lower deck, and the cargo which does not matter even if the rain comes, like wood, logs, even if the water comes, how does it matter? Because in the forest also they are facing the rainwater. Nothing happened. So you can put on the upper deck. So you got my point. And the hull, of course, hull is the main part where you put everything. Hull is the in any ship, almost 70 to 80% is actually in the water. The main part of the ship is actually in the water, and that is called hull. Till the deck, it is called hull. That is for cargo, that is the most important area. Let me tell you one more thing. In cruise ships, which are meant for passengers, right? Again, there is 70% area which is inside, maybe less. In cruise ship, they try to make it less. But if you make it less, it will become imbalance. Center of gravity has to be down. You don't have any windows. Obviously, can you have a window or balcony? You cannot have. So in cruise ships, there are rooms there inside, all air conditioned, but they are very cheap. Very, very cheap. Obviously. Why cheap? Because you are in the cruise, but you can't see. Like, you feel like you are in a jail. A person like me will never travel in a cruise ship. I would like to go on the rooms which are above the deck. Because in cruise ship, there are two kinds of rooms. Above the deck and below the deck. In below the deck also, there are some rooms which has got some windows. Because you can see that there is some windows. Even below the deck, round type, you must have seen. So even that is okay. But the best rooms are above the deck. Because they have got a balcony, you can see the more high you will go, the price will go up. Because the more high is the floor, you can see the sea better, obviously. So prices of cruise starts cheapest from the down, which is under the water, and they keep on increasing till the deck. They steeply increase after the deck. So that is how they manage that to balance out the cost. So that the people who cannot afford, they can take the rooms down. Somebody who can afford, right? So cargo ships are also like that. So deck matters. What type of deck it is? Single deck, double deck. Even there is 1.5 deck also. There is one deck and half the deck is having a second deck, right? So the different ways of categorizing. Now there is another way of categorizing by the size. Small size, bigger size, more bigger size, very big size, like that, right? The smallest ships are called handy size. Their size is something like 10,000 to 35,000 deadweight ton. What is the meaning of deadweight? Deadweight means any ship. Hello? Hanji? Hello? So deadweight means if you empty the ship, you empty the hull, you empty the deck, everything. Only the minimum things are there. Like the engine room, very, very bare minimum with all the fixtures, sitting plan, crew, rooms, minimum. But anything which is to be moved, that should not be there. Anything which should be there, should be there. You know, engine room will be there, pumps will be there, cleaning item will be there, some crew will be there, their personal belongings will be there. If you put that, what is the weight of that ship? That is the meaning. Right? What you can put extra, that is a different. Sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry, I made a mistake. That weight which I'm telling you, after you remove everything, how much you can, when you see, there are two things. You make the full capacity. You put in the hull also, you put in the deck also. You take a weight. Suppose there is a X weight. After you fill everything, there is X weight. You minus Y. What is the Y? Y is that what I was saying. Y means anything when you empty it, totally empty it, and there is a minimum items there, engine room, all these things. You reduce that minus this value. Whatever this value is coming is called dead weight. This is the value of dead weight. Okay. Why it is so? It indicates you the maximum capacity of that ship. How much you can use that? How much by weight? Right? By volume probably you will not know, because see, generally you can gauge things by weight only. By volume it depends on density of the material, right? That's it. Then it will become something else. So it is by weight only. So you understood what is dead weight? Dead weight is actually the weight which is marginal weight, which you can add on. It will give you an idea that in a ship how much you can load, right? So Y actually is the empty weight, and X is the full weight. If you make it full, and it is, or you can say it is a gross, it is net. So that minus, right? That will tell you that how much quantity you can put. So that weight can be okay. Handymax, 35,000 tons to 50,000 tons. Then Panamax, 55,000 to 80,000. Now what is Panamax? A ship, how much it can carry? You have to increase the size. Now when you increase the size of a ship, top view, if you increase the size, this top view has to remain same. If you make a small ship, it will be like this. If you make bigger ship, what is the meaning of this? If you increase the length, width will also increase. If you increase the length to make it big, but there is a limit of this width. Why? You cannot increase this limit, because when the ship moves on the seas, depending on what route they are taking, sometimes they take the man-made route. Hello? What are the man-made routes? What is the meaning of man-made? Canals. There are major three in the world. One is Panama Canal, which is in American continent. Second is Suez Canal. These are all man-made. These are like highways, right? One side and two ways. So these are man-made routes, Suez Canal, right? But there is a limit of width, right? So maximum size which can go through Panama Canal is this called Panamax. One way of telling, भैया Panamax वाला ship भेज देना. पता है कि भी 55,000, 60,000, which can pass through. But suppose if you want bigger one, suppose you want, then they will have to take a longer route, very long route. Because what is this canal? There are shortcuts basically from one ocean to another ocean. Like if suppose you don't want to go by Panama, either you have to actually come down to Latin America, Argentina, down. If you look at the map, imagine such a long route, right? Suppose you are passing through that part. If you can't go Panama Canal, you have to take such a big route. So how much extra fuel you have to go? But if your ship is very big, then there is no way. If it cannot pass through Panama Canal, it has to take a longer route. So what will you say? I want Panamax maximum because otherwise it will be very, very costly. Although bigger ship means cheaper cost. See, bigger the ship, per unit cost reduces, right? But there is a limit. If you have a very big ship, the route will be so long. But suppose your route is like that, like from Bombay to Dubai. There is no canal. Mumbai to Dubai, yeah, Suez is there. Mumbai to Dubai, Suez is there. No? Yeah, again, there is a limit. You cannot have a very, very big ship like that, right? Otherwise, they will have to come from Africa. This I have to see from the map. I just forgot. I have to see the map. For the Dubai, I think for Dubai, you have to use the Suez Canal. I'm not sure. I have to check this one. Okay, you have to use Suez Canal. So very, very big ship cannot come like that. So they will have to take a very long route from Africa, from Cape, South Africa. They have to come. So depends. What suppose you have to send goods from Mumbai port to Myanmar. No problem. You can have any size of ship because there is no canal in between. So then you can go for very big ships. What are the big ships? No, let me tell you. The width here is 32.2 meters. This width. Panamax. Width is 32 meters. Right? The bigger ones are Cape size. They are 80,000 and above. Now there is another category that is called mother size, mother ships. They are 2.5 lakh ton. 2.5 lakh ton. The bigger they are, it becomes more cheap. Right? So iron ore or minerals, right? Those kind of things are supplied through motherships. But the problem with mothership is that there are very few ports in the world which can handle mothership. In India, we have no port which can handle mothership. Zero. China has got 7. Right? We don't have any. We cannot hold. Maximum we can hold is this Cape size, 80,000. This is the maximum. Our ports. Motherships cannot come to India. They can come to Sri Lanka. Hambantota port has been made by China in Sri Lanka. That can handle mothership. So if you want to get anything in India, get in Hambantota in Sri Lanka, and from Sri Lanka have another ship, smaller ship, 2-3 ships. The metal will come. You can do that. The nearest mothership which can handle from India is either Hambantota or Gwadar in Pakistan. Gwadar again is made by China, and the investment is Chinese investment. Or Kenya, again Chinese investment. Or Chittagong, Bangladesh, again Chinese investment. Or Myanmar, again Chinese investment. It is only China who can create these kind of ports. That knowledge or money is with only China, right? But India has nothing of that sort, right? So maximum India can handle is this ship, right? Then again it can be cargo type. This I have already discussed. discuss with you. Bulk carriers, that carry bulk cargo. Tankers for liquid cargo. New bulk carriers for a specific kind of cargo. I told you the example, ro-ro ships. Roll on, roll off. Right? General cargo carriers. Sorry, this is a mistake. Actually, ro-ro is here. Ro-ro is here. Okay. Another type of new bulk cargo is barges. Another example is barges. Now, what is barges? Barges are nothing but a floating platforms on the water. Floating. It has no engine room, nothing. So you put anything, platform, any weird kind of size or shape at item can be put. That is a new bulk. Different type of machinery or furnace or petroleum refinery equipments you can put because they are floating. But how will they be moving? There is no engine room, right? So you have to have a engine to fetch. So you attach an engine ship. The engine ship do not carry any cargo. It only pulls. Correct? That is also new bulk. Why it is new bulk? It's a floating platform, barges. Since they are floating, right? And you can put anything. But the only problem is, because they are platform and barges, you can put anything. There should be such items which are not affected by the water. Because water will come. If there is some turbulence, water will come. Right? Easily. Or you protect it. You make some shrink wrapping and this and that. You have to pack it such a way that water will not affect. Right? And it has to be put, it has to be fixed. You have to, but barges, they have the system. You can you can attach them, you can use ropes and things like that. You can do many things. And they can be quite big also. But there is a limit of size. But there is also new bulk. Okay? So these are the different types of cargoes are there, ships are there. Barges I have already told you. Barges also new bulk cargo. Or combination vessels, this I have told you. Combination passenger cargo combination. Right? Okay. So it is based on the nature of cargo. What type of cargo they can handle. So what is the meaning of this? These ships are of different types, different categories. Either you classify this way, that way, depending on the context. What is your purpose? So you have to tell, I want this type of cargo which can handle this. Oh, you want barges. Oh, you want handymats. At different contexts something will matter. Sometimes the size will matter. Sometimes the type will matter. Sometimes the special requirement will matter. Right? So depending on the context and the requirement and the nature of cargo and the pricing cost involved, you will ask for. Like for example, people like Gas Authority India Limited will only talk about tankers. Somebody like Maruti will only talk about ro-ro, right? Probably they will not talk about the size. It doesn't matter because size doesn't matter. See, ultimately they say that sometimes we have very big cargo, sometimes we have very small cargo. So when there is small cargo, they will ask for a handy mix, ro-ro with handy size. They will say we want ro-ro with handy size, right? Or somebody will say, Gas Authority will say, we want a tanker with a deck, or a twin deck. Because there is some cargo which we want to protect from the water, and hull is a tanker, and then there is a deck, and we will put some cargo, breakable cargo, and below the deck. Because you can say a combination ship. You may find it, you may not find it. Now, even if the ship exists, ship may be very far off. So if you call them, the cost of the ship will increase because they will come, it will come. Suppose you want a ship which is standing in Panama and you need it 20 days later. You will get it. In 20 days it will come. But then he will charge for coming. Isn't it? So it is again depends on where it is available. Probably if it is available in Sri Lanka, then it's okay. You'll say, okay. In Sri Lanka, it is standing in it is budding in Sri Lanka. Abantata, okay, no problem. So you have to give this extra. Right? Or you use liner ships. See, ships can be two types. One is a charter ship, or it can be liner ships. What is the difference? In charter ship,